What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Baker's DIY Lifestyle. So in today's video we are going to be doing a paint matching of a 2014 or 2015 Chevy Silverado headlight, and I'm going to be going over all the steps that I took in order to get these things prepped, painted, and color matched so that you know how to rip your headlights apart and kind of do this all yourself as well. So you can see right here I unboxed a new set of headlights, but this process is exactly the same for the stock headlights because they all come from the factory with this little cover that you see me prying off here. So the first thing you want to do before you mess with anything is go ahead and put some gloves on, because that will keep the oils from your fingers from soaking into the plastic, and it'll just ensure that you get a super tight bond with the primer and the paint once you start laying down all your coats. So once you get this top part off, you'll go ahead and wipe it down with some alcohol. You'll find a good place to hang these things up, and in my case, it's a tree in the backyard, but hey, whatever works. And you'll go ahead and get them hung up and ready to spray. So just go ahead and wipe them down, make sure you don't see any lint or any other film on the headlight covers whenever you get them cleaned up, and then you'll prep your paint and you'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're getting ready to apply our paint to these things. We got them cleaned up, we wiped them down with our alcohol, we still got our rubber gloves on so we make sure we don't get any fingerprints on the surface. And then here are the three different things we're going to be using to paint these. So I'm just going to be using some primer sealer from Rust-Oleum. It's probably not the best thing to use on plastic. If I was to do it better, I would recommend just getting an adhesion promoter. And that's kind of what you use in place of primer on a plastic surface, because this is definitely designed more for fiberglass, metal. It will work on plastic, but it's not the very best thing to use. I'm going to use it today because I've got a couple extra cans here, and when you got two kids, you just paint when you have time. So that's what I've got on the shelf, and we're going to use that. But for our top coats, I ordered our top coat through scratcheshappen.com, and the only reason I went through them is because they were the cheapest and easiest to go through, and the color looks like it matches pretty good. We also got a 1K clear coat to go on top of it to make sure that we have a nice glossy finish that should match the truck perfectly. So I'm really interested to see on how the paint matches up, and I will show you guys that, of course, once we get done painting. But what I'm going to go ahead and do now is continue shaking these bad boys up until we have them ready to go. I'm going to do 2 light coats of primer, probably 3 coats of color, and then 2 more coats of clear on top of that. Once that's all done and dry enough for me to move, I'll take them inside. That way they can dry in a little bit warmer environment, since it is getting pretty cold here in North Carolina now. But once the paint is fully cured, in at least 24 hours, maybe closer to 48, just because we have to snap so many little plastic pieces together, I'll go ahead and put the headlights back together, and the next part of the video we'll be putting them in. So let's get to painting. Alright guys, so that is it for our paint. We got down 2 coats of clear, 3 coats of color, and 2 coats of primer on this thing. So we got 7 total coats overall, and they're looking pretty good. There are some things, I've got some runs like in some of the little corners where it changes so many directions. So I would say if you're painting these, just make sure you kind of try to go around in a circle as much as you can, because if you do like the inside edge and then the flat edge and then the outside edge, that'll keep you from spraying the same corner too many times where you get a little bit of run. So I think once this dries completely, I might try to take it and wet sand it just a little bit to see if I can cover up some of those little run marks. If not, hey, it's not professional. It's definitely do it yourself. And as long as it matches and looks good from a few feet back, I'm perfectly okay with that. But for right now, they look really good, so I'm gonna let them hang for a little bit until they dry enough for me to carry them inside. Then we'll let them dry overnight for sure, maybe a little bit longer depending on how long it takes me to get back to them. And then we will continue the video with putting the lights back together and getting them on the truck. Alright guys, so for this part of the video, I just want to talk a little bit about how to get your headlights off if you need some help with that, because it is a lot more involved than I originally thought it was going to be for these headlights. But the first thing you're going to do is take off all the plastic clips that hold that cover on top of the grill, and then you'll go up under the bumper like you see me here, and there's 4 bolts, I believe, that hold the bottom blue section on, and then the top of the grill just snaps off all in one piece. Once that's removed, you'll be able to get to the rest of the bolts that are holding the headlight in, and then it just unclips and comes right out. So the next step, once you get the headlight out, is of course go ahead and put the new ones in, and just reverse the process that you used to take it apart. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. We got our headlights swapped out, we got the bumper put back on, and I also went ahead and took the chrome piece off the bottom because ultimately I want to go for that kind of pre-runner look, and I'm definitely going to work on trying to figure out something for a skid plate right here just to kind of finish it all off. But the color match looks really good. I'm super happy with the way it looks. Now the last piece we got to get rid of is this chrome grill, and we'll have the whole front end color matched and looking really nice. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this content, please be sure to share it. Hit the subscribe button, and definitely like this video if you like watching us color match these front headlights. But with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.